Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking a little bit about additional living expenses. I was shooting a podcast with my good friend Heath Sharon over at Insurance Town and Errol Rivera with Deer Insurance in Florida. We were talking about Hurricane Ida, disaster recovery, response, preparedness. And one of the questions that came up was additional living expenses. What happens if you have to evacuate your house and you can't get back in there because maybe the local area doesn't have power, it doesn't have water, sewage isn't working? Is additional living expenses going to pay out? First of all, remember, additional living expenses or temporary living expenses is something that helps pay towards like a hotel for you while your property is being prepared. That means a loss actually has to occur on your property. So in order for something like this to pay out on your flood insurance policy, you need to suffer a flood loss. Now, it's important to understand that additional living expenses is not currently available on National Flood Insurance Program policies. Now, it could come available when a presidential disaster declaration has been filed, but it doesn't have to do with the actual policy. But private companies do offer this coverage. Now, normally, many times it will have a separate deductible, and it may not pay out for a certain amount of time. But it's important that you understand temporary living expenses, additional living expenses, or loss of use is how it may be worded, and how these would actually pay out, and how you have to actually suffer a direct flood loss in order for these to pay out in most situations. So that's what we wanted to talk about today. So if you've got questions about everything going on with Hurricane Ida, the impacts it's had on Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, and head up towards Pennsylvania, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risk like this right here and your flood insurance.